The discovery of the megastructure. The Galactic Council was in turmoil. Their most advanced scanners had detected a human-built megastructure, hidden in the vastness of space, more massive and complex than anything the Council had ever imagined. Initial scans revealed that the structure was ancient, yet fully operational, and its technology was light years ahead of the Council's own. How could humans, considered technologically primitive, have constructed such a marvel without the Council's knowledge? The Council convened an emergency session, concluding with a single resolution: dispatch an expeditionary fleet to uncover the secrets of the megastructure and take control of it by any means necessary. Commander Threx, a seasoned and battle-hardened leader, was chosen to lead the fleet. Standing on the bridge of his flagship, Commander Threx stared at the viewscreen displaying the enigmatic megastructure. His eyes narrowed as he analyzed the sensor readouts. The structure was impossibly vast, dwarfing anything the Council had ever built. Its surface was a labyrinth of twisting spires, pulsing conduits, and cavernous openings that seemed to defy the laws of physics. "Commander, we're detecting energy signatures emerging from the vicinity of the megastructure," the sensor operator reported, her voice tinged with anxiety. "Multiple contacts, approaching fast." Threx leaned forward, his clawed hands gripping the command console. The view screen shifted, revealing a small group of ships unlike any he had ever seen. Sleek and angular, their hulls were a seamless blend of matte black and gleaming silver, bristling with weapon emplacements that hinted at destructive capabilities far beyond the Council's warships. "Hail them," Threx ordered, his voice steady despite the growing tension on the bridge. The communications officer sent out a standard greeting on all frequencies, but seconds ticked by with no response. The mysterious ships continued their approach, ignoring the hail. "No response, sir," the communications officer reported, his voice strained. Threx watched as the unknown vessels took up defensive positions around the megastructure. Their movements were precise and coordinated. It was clear they were not here to negotiate. They were here to protect the structure from any intrusion. "Sir, their weapons are charging," the tactical officer shouted, his fingers flying across his console. Threx held up a hand. Engaging in a firefight with an unknown adversary, especially one with such advanced technology, was a risk he couldn't afford to take. "Hold fire," he commanded. "Helm, withdraw the fleet to a safe distance. Maintain sensor contact and continue monitoring the situation." As the Council ships pulled back, Threx settled into his command chair, his thoughts churning. Who were these mysterious defenders, and what was their connection to the megastructure? The Council needed answers, and fast. The Council's dilemma. Light years away, in the heart of the Galactic Council headquarters, the debate raged on. Representatives from 100 worlds argued and shouted, their voices rising in a cacophony of fear and confusion. "We must strike now, before they have a chance to turn that monstrosity against us," demanded the delegate from the Zarkon Confederacy, slamming his fist on the table. "And risk starting a war with an enemy we know nothing about," countered the representative from the Quarry Republic. "We must seek a diplomatic solution and learn more about their intentions." The arguing continued until a hooded figure stepped forward, silencing the room with a raised hand. It was the Archmage of the Celestial Order, an ancient and enigmatic species known for their mastery of the arcane arts. "There is more to this than meets the eye," the Archmage spoke, his voice a whisper that carried to every corner of the chamber. "The ships defending the megastructure have been identified." A holographic display flickered to life, revealing a series of images and data readouts. The assembled representatives gasped as they recognized the distinctive design of the unknown vessels. "Humans," the Archmage confirmed, his voice heavy with the weight of centuries. "A species that vanished from the galactic stage long ago after a series of conflicts and betrayals that left deep scars on their collective psyche." The Council members exchanged uneasy glances. The implications of this revelation were profound. The humans, once a fledgling member of the galactic community, had withdrawn from the stars. isolating themselves on their homeworld. Now it seemed they had returned, and with technology that far surpassed anything the Council had ever seen. The Council's dilemma. Light years away, in the heart of the Galactic Council headquarters, the debate raged on. Representatives from 100 worlds argued and shouted, their voices rising in a cacophony of fear and confusion. We must strike now, before they have a chance to turn that monstrosity against us, demanded the delegate from the Zarkon Confederacy, slamming his fist on the table. And risk starting a war with an enemy we know nothing about, countered the representative from the Quarry Republic. We must seek a diplomatic solution and learn more about their intentions. The arguing continued until a hooded figure stepped forward, silencing the room with a raised hand. It was the Archmage of the Celestial Order, an ancient and enigmatic species known for their mastery of the arcane arts. There is more to this than meets the eye. The Archmage spoke, his voice a whisper that carried to every corner of the chamber. The ships defending the megastructure have been identified. A holographic display flickered to life, revealing a series of images and data readouts. The assembled representatives gasped as they recognized the distinctive design of the unknown vessels. Humans, the Archmage confirmed, his voice heavy with the weight of centuries. A species that vanished from the galactic stage long ago after a series of conflicts and betrayals that left deep scars on their collective psyche. The Council members exchanged uneasy glances. The implications of this revelation were profound. The humans, once a fledgling member of the galactic community, had withdrawn from the stars, isolating themselves on their homeworld. Now it seemed they had returned, and with technology that far surpassed anything the Council had ever seen. The chamber erupted into chaos. Shouts of disbelief and outrage filled the air as the representatives struggled to process the revelation of humanity's involvement with the megastructure. The Zarkon delegate quivered with rage. This cannot be. The humans were nothing more than primitive savages when they left the galactic stage. How could they have built something so advanced? A tall, slender arachnoid representative rose from her seat, her multiple eyes glinting with barely contained anger. Have you forgotten the treachery of the humans? How they turned on us after we welcomed them into our community with open arms? Her voice dripped with venom. They betrayed our trust and exploited our generosity for their own gain. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the chamber. We offered them friendship and cooperation, hissed a reptilian delegate, and they repaid us with deceit and violence. The Archmage listened to the growing tumult, his ancient eyes filled with sorrow. He raised a gnarled hand, and the room fell silent. The humans were driven to the brink of extinction by the actions of those they trusted, he said, his voice heavy with the weight of centuries. In their desperation, they lashed out with a fury that caught us all off guard. Images flickered to life on the holographic display, showing the devastation wrought by humanity's retribution. Smoldering ruins of once great cities, twisted wreckage of destroyed warships, and the broken bodies of countless aliens littered the scenes. The representatives watched in stunned silence as the toll of humanity's vengeance played out before them. Their advanced weaponry and tactics had crippled the military and economic infrastructure of the galaxy's most powerful species. In a matter of weeks, they had brought the galaxy to its knees. The images faded, replaced by a single stark message: the ultimatum issued by humanity centuries ago. They had withdrawn from the galactic stage, severing all contact with other species, but made it clear that any attempt to interfere with their affairs or violate their territory would be met with swift and merciless retaliation. The chamber was silent for a long moment, the weight of the past hanging heavy in the air. Finally, a timid voice spoke up from the back of the room. It was the representative from the Quarry Republic, her iridescent scales shimmering in the dim light. In the centuries since the humans left, we have dismissed them as a primitive and self-destructive species, she said, her voice growing stronger with each word. We assumed they had sealed their own fate, doomed to wither away in isolation. She looked around the room, her eyes meeting those of her fellow representatives. But the revelation of their involvement with the megastructure forces us to confront the unsettling reality that we were wrong. The humans have not only survived, but they have apparently advanced far beyond our wildest imagination. The Archmage nodded, his ancient eyes glinting with a mix of admiration and apprehension. The humans have shown us the depths of their resilience and the heights of their ingenuity, he said, his voice carrying a note of warning. We must tread carefully in our dealings with them, lest we unleash the full might of their vengeance once again. As the representatives mulled over the Archmage's words, a sense of unease settled over the chamber. The humans, once dismissed as a primitive and forgettable species, had returned to the galactic stage with a power and purpose that could not be ignored. The Council knew that the fate of the galaxy itself might hang in the balance of their next move. The first contact. Commander Threx stared at the holographic display, his mandibles twitching with unease. The Galactic Council's orders scrolled across the screen, each word feeling like a weight upon his shoulders. Establish contact with the humans, demand an explanation for their presence, and the purpose of the megastructure. Use force if necessary. Threx clenched his fists. The Council's directive was clear, but the prospect of confronting the humans, especially given their history of ruthless retaliation, filled him with dread. He had seen the records of the devastation they had wrought centuries ago. The smoldering ruins and broken bodies left in the wake of their vengeance were etched into his memory. No, he thought, shaking his head. Provoking a confrontation with an unknown and potentially superior adversary was a risk he couldn't afford to take, not without at least attempting to find a peaceful resolution. Open a channel to the human ships, Threx ordered his communications officer. I want to send them a message. The officer nodded, his fingers flying across the console. Channel open, sir. Ready to transmit on your command. Threx took a deep breath, choosing his words carefully. To the commander of the human vessels, I am Commander Threx of the Galactic Council Expeditionary Fleet. We come in peace, seeking to open a dialogue and resolve any misunderstandings between our peoples. We acknowledge the conflicts of the past and express our sincere desire for a peaceful resolution. Please respond. He nodded to the communications officer, who sent the message with a tap of a button. Seconds ticked by, each one feeling like an eternity as Threx waited for a response. Just as he was about to give up hope, the console chimed with an incoming transmission. Commander Threx, a calm, measured voice replied. The view screen flickered to life, revealing the human face. The figure wore a uniform that exuded authority, and their eyes held a steely resolve. I am Admiral Caravallan of the Human Defense Fleet. We receive your message and are open to dialogue. However, know that any attempt to breach the megastructure will be met with decisive force. State your intentions. Threx let out a silent sigh of relief. At least they were willing to talk. Admiral Vallan, the Galactic Council has detected your megastructure and sent us to investigate. We seek to understand its purpose and ensure it poses no threat to the galaxy. Our primary objective is peaceful exploration and mutual understanding. Admiral Vallan's expression remained impassive, but Threx sensed a flicker of something in her eyes. Curiosity, perhaps. The megastructure is a remnant of humanity's past, a relic from a time of great strife and conflict. Its purpose is both a testament to our resilience and a warning to those who would seek to exploit us. We have no intention of using it for aggression, but we will defend it and our people if necessary. Threx nodded slowly, absorbing her words. The humans had not only survived, but had built something extraordinary in the process. The implications were staggering. We understand your position, Admiral. The Council has authorized us to engage in peaceful negotiations and share knowledge that may benefit both our peoples. Can we arrange a meeting to discuss this further? Admiral Vallan considered his proposal, her gaze unwavering. Finally, she nodded. Very well, Commander Threx. We will arrange a secure location for our meeting. But know this. Any sign of duplicity or aggression will be met with swift and unrelenting force. We have learned from our past and will not be caught off guard again. With that, the transmission ended, leaving Threx to ponder the weight of the situation. The path ahead was fraught with uncertainty, but for the first time in centuries, there was a glimmer of hope that the long-standing animosity between humans and the rest of the galaxy might be reconciled. The meeting. In the cold vacuum of space, a neutral zone was established between the Galactic Council Expeditionary Fleet and the Human Defense Fleet. Aboard the flagship of the human fleet, Admiral Valen prepared for the historic meeting that could reshape the future of the galaxy. The meeting room was a blend of advanced technology and austere functionality. A large holographic table dominated the center, displaying a rotating three-dimensional model of the megastructure. High-ranking officers and diplomats from both sides took their places, the air thick with anticipation and wariness. Commander Threx, flanked by his senior officers, entered the room, his posture rigid with a mix of determination and trepidation. Admiral Valen stood at the opposite end of the table, her expression unreadable, but her eyes sharp and observant. "Admiral Valen," Threx began, inclining his head in a gesture of respect. "Thank you for agreeing to this meeting. We are here to understand and find common ground." Valen nodded, acknowledging his greeting. "Commander Threx, the history between our peoples is marred by conflict and mistrust. However, we believe there is potential for a new beginning, based on mutual respect and cooperation." Threx took a seat, his officers following suit. "The Galactic Council recognizes the significance of the megastructure and the capabilities it represents. We are eager to learn about its purpose and how it might contribute to the security and prosperity of the galaxy." Admiral Valen gestured to the holographic display. The megastructure, known as the Ark of the Ascendant, was built during a time of great turmoil. It was designed as both a refuge and a deterrent, a testament to humanity's resilience and ingenuity. Its primary function is to preserve our knowledge, culture, and technological advancements, ensuring our survival in the face of existential threats. As she spoke, the holographic display shifted to show detailed schematics of the Ark, highlighting its defensive systems, energy sources, and vast repositories of data. The Council representatives watched in awe, realizing the true scope of what humanity had achieved in their isolation. Valen continued, her voice steady and authoritative. "We have no intention of using the Ark for aggressive purposes. Its defenses are formidable, but they are solely for protection. We seek to coexist peacefully with the rest of the galaxy, but we will not hesitate to defend ourselves if threatened." Threx leaned forward, his eyes locked on the holographic display. "Admiral Valen, the Council is prepared to offer cooperation and support in exchange for access to the knowledge and technology preserved within the Ark. We believe that by sharing our strengths, we can achieve a more secure and prosperous future for all." Valen studied Threx for a moment, weighing his words. "Trust must be earned, Commander. The wounds of the past run deep, and the path to reconciliation will not be easy. However, I believe there is merit in your proposal. We are willing to consider a partnership, but it must be built on transparency and respect." The room fell silent as the gravity of the moment settled over the assembled representatives. The future of the galaxy hung in the balance, resting on the decisions made in this room. Threx nodded, a sense of hope stirring within him. "We understand, Admiral. Let us take the first steps towards building a new era of trust and cooperation. Together, we can overcome the challenges that lie ahead and create a brighter future for all our peoples." Admiral Valen's expression softened slightly, and she extended her hand. "Agreed, Commander Threx. Let this be the beginning of a new chapter in our shared history." Threx grasped her hand, sealing the agreement. The representatives from both sides watched, knowing that this moment would be remembered as the turning point in the relationship between humanity and the rest of the galaxy. The path ahead was uncertain, but for the first time in centuries, there was a sense of hope and possibility. The unexpected threat. As the negotiations continued and tentative steps toward cooperation were taken, a new and unforeseen threat emerged from the shadows of the galaxy. A malevolent force, long thought to be extinct, had reawakened. The Draconar, A species of warlike conquerors with a thirst for domination had returned. Their fleet, a dark armada of sleek, obsidian warships, swept through the outer regions of the galaxy, leaving destruction in their wake. Worlds that had flourished in peace were suddenly plunged into chaos as the Draconar unleashed their relentless assault. The Galactic Council's defenses were quickly overwhelmed, their fleets scattered and their colonies burning. News of the Draconar's return reached the Ark of the Ascendant, sending shockwaves through the human and council representatives. Commander Threx and Admiral Valen convened an emergency meeting, their faces etched with grim determination. The Draconar were thought to be extinct, their empire destroyed centuries ago, Threx said, his voice heavy with disbelief. How could they have returned with such force? Valen's eyes narrowed, her mind racing to piece together the puzzle. It's possible they went into hiding, biding their time and rebuilding their strength in the far reaches of the galaxy. Now they've returned, seeking to reclaim their former glory and exact revenge on those who defeated them. The holographic display showed the Draconar fleet's advance, their ships cutting a swath of destruction through the galaxy. Worlds that had once been bastions of culture and progress were now smoldering ruins, their populations enslaved or exterminated. Threx clenched his fists, his resolve hardening. We cannot allow the Draconar to continue their rampage. The Galactic Council and humanity must join forces to confront this threat. Our combined strength is the only hope for stopping them. Valen nodded, her expression steely. Agreed. The Ark's defenses and the technology we've preserved could tip the balance in our favor. We must mobilize our fleets and coordinate a counteroffensive to drive the Draconar back. The representatives from both sides worked tirelessly, strategizing and coordinating their efforts. The Ark of the Ascendant became the central command hub for the joint operation, its advanced systems providing real-time data and tactical analysis. As the human and council fleets prepared for battle, a sense of unity began to take hold. Old grudges and mistrust were set aside as they faced the common enemy. The Draconar had unwittingly forged an alliance that could alter the course of the galaxy's history. The first skirmishes were fierce, with both sides sustaining heavy losses. The Draconar's ships were formidable, their weapons devastatingly effective. But the combined might of the human and council fleets, bolstered by the Ark's advanced technology, began to turn the tide. In the heat of battle, Commander Threx and Admiral Valen led their forces with unwavering determination. Threx's tactical brilliance and Valen's strategic acumen proved to be a formidable combination, their coordinated efforts pushing the Draconar back inch by inch. The final confrontation took place in the shadow of a dying star, its crimson light casting an eerie glow over the battlefield. The Draconar flagship, a colossal dreadnought bristling with weaponry, loomed like a dark omen. Threx and Valen coordinated their forces for a decisive strike. The Ark's massive energy cannons fired in unison with the Council's fleet, their beams converging on the Draconar flagship. The dreadnought's shields flared and buckled under the relentless assault, and with a final, cataclysmic explosion, the flagship was torn apart. The Draconar fleet, leaderless and demoralized, began to retreat. The joint forces of humanity and the Galactic Council pursued them, driving them back into the depths of space from which they had emerged. Rebuilding trust. With the Draconar threat neutralized, the galaxy took its first steps toward recovery. The destruction left in the wake of the Draconar's rampage was extensive, but the spirit of resilience and cooperation that had been kindled offered hope for the future. The Ark of the Ascendant became a symbol of this new era. Its vast repositories of knowledge and technology were shared with the Galactic Council, fostering advancements that would benefit all species. Human and council engineers worked side by side, repairing the damage and rebuilding the worlds that had been devastated. Commander Threx and Admiral Valen, once adversaries, had become the architects of this new alliance. Their leadership and vision had guided their peoples through the darkest of times, and now they stood as champions of a united galaxy. In a grand ceremony held aboard the Ark, Representatives from across the galaxy gathered to celebrate the newfound unity. Threx and Valen stood at the forefront, their expressions reflecting the weight of their shared experiences and the promise of the future. As we stand here today, Valen began, her voice carrying the gravity of the moment. We are reminded of the strength that comes from unity. The Draconar sought to divide and conquer, but they only succeeded in bringing us closer together. Our combined efforts have not only vanquished a common enemy, but have also laid the foundation for a brighter future. Threx nodded, his gaze sweeping over the assembled representatives. The path ahead will not be easy. There will be challenges and obstacles, but we have proven that by working together, we can overcome anything. Let this be a new era of cooperation, trust, and mutual respect. The ceremony concluded with a symbolic exchange of knowledge and technology, further cementing the bond between humanity and the Galactic Council. The Ark of the Ascendant, once a relic of a tumultuous past, had become a beacon of hope and progress. As the galaxy began to heal and rebuild, the legacy of the Ark and the alliance it had forged would endure. The story of humanity's resilience, ingenuity, and determination had become a source of inspiration for all, a testament to the power of unity in the face of adversity. A new dawn. Years passed, and the galaxy entered a period of unprecedented growth and prosperity. The alliance between humanity and the Galactic Council flourished, leading to advancements in technology, medicine, and exploration. New worlds were discovered, and old ones were revitalized. The Ark of the Ascendant continued to serve as a hub of knowledge and cooperation. Scientists, engineers, and scholars from across the galaxy worked together, pushing the boundaries of what was possible. The megastructure's advanced systems facilitated breakthroughs that benefited all species, fostering a sense of shared destiny. Commander Threx and Admiral Valen, now revered as heroes, continued to guide their peoples with wisdom and foresight. Their efforts had not only secured peace, but had also paved the way for a brighter future. In the heart of the Ark, a new generation of leaders and visionaries emerged. They were inspired by the stories of resilience and cooperation that had defined their history. The legacy of the Ark and the alliance it had forged was passed down, a testament to the power of unity and the strength of the human spirit. As the galaxy looked to the stars, the lessons of the past were never forgotten. The story of the Ark of the Ascendant, the humans who had built it, and the alliance that had saved the galaxy became a symbol of hope and possibility. The future was bright, and the galaxy stood united, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead.